You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
Get your free inventor's information. Call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Laurel. How can you hear Yanny out of this?
Laurel.
It's clearly Laurel. Are we on?
Laurel.
We're on. We're recording.
Laurel.
There's no such thing as Yanny in this whole, or everybody's just being contrarian just to be the black dress people from 3 years ago. This is exactly what this is.
Is it a false flag?
It's a false flag.
From what, though?
It's Sandy Hook 2.0. This is exactly what's going on. I'm calling it out. This is absolute nonsense.
I disavow that comment.
No, I'm telling you, there's no truth to how anybody could possibly hear Yanny. People are just saying it to be like, no, I heard it, so I can be different.
But, audiologists have proven that people can hear both.
Yeah, but what kind of scholarly articles are available on this yet?
How do we know what I see as blue is what you see as blue?
Because what I see is real.
We've just assigned a name to a certain shade.
So you're getting all Matrix on me right now, man.
We can all see different things. We all hear different things.
But everybody in this room heard Laurel.
At one point or another. I hear both because I have superior ears.
Right.
Yeah.
You have the refined.
I was only born in 96.
So you were born after they ruined Richard Jewell's life.
Who's that?
Huh? Okay. Well,
Eric Rudolph?
No. Richard Jewell, the guy who was framed for the bombings at Centennial Park.
In
1996 when the Olympics came here.
Where were they?
In Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That would have been cool.
That's why they built Phillips Arena.
That's why.
And Turner Field, too.
Because he blew up the old arena?
No, because they needed space to do their outdoor games.
Ah.
Okay, and my sound engineer here is going to pull
Look
up.
at this. We're big time now. We have
Look at this.
sound engineers.
We have an intern. We're good. We got
Laurel.
right.
Laurel.
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 Yanny. Do you hear it?
But that's a different word.
No. Do you hear it?
Yeah, that's Yanny.
Yanny.
Laurel.
Yanny. What do you hear?
Laurel.
What do you hear?
Laurel.
I hear Yanny.
Yanny.
Laurel.
Yanny.
Laurel.
Yanny.
Laurel.
Yanny.
Laurel.
Laurel.
We've lost all 8 people listening to the show right now. Now it's just us 2.
It's taking over. Everyone's fascinated with this, though.
We're down to a .0004 cum. 4 1/millionths of a. I'm sorry, that was inappropriate. We have lots of people love Wins World.
We're just talking about the hot
They
topics.
circle back every week. Every week they come back. I'm very confused. So it's the same word, but it's what
It
was
is the exact same word. When you increase the frequency of the sound, it sounds like Yanny. When you decrease it, it sounds like Laurel more. The word is Laurel. Laurel. Now
Yanny.
crank it.
Yanny.
Are you hearing Yanny?
Yanny.
Yanny.
I'm hearing Laurel.
That's Laurel. That's
Laurel.
Yanny.
Laurel. Laurel. Now crank it all the way to the right. Yanny.
Yanny. Yanny.
Laurel.
No, it's still Yanny.
Laurel.
Still Yanny.
I hear
Still
Laurel.
Yanny. You're wrong.
I
It's
hear
Yanny.
Laurel.
It's Yanny.
So this is it. I guess I was
Sound
wrong.
is a lie.
I guess there's no such thing as objective truth anymore. Everything's
Well,
subjective.
This just goes to prove that
Of course,
essentially
it's from the
at
New
this-
York Times.
at
This is what
this-
they want us to believe.
At this rate, it basically proves that whatever Joey Winsler says on Wins World can be interpreted as whatever you want. Just depends on if you listen on high frequency, low frequency.
So will it sound better? Will it make more sense if people listen on high frequency? You will still not hear a fast food report here in Wins World.
That's
I
true.
guarantee that. That is one guarantee that you'll never have to endure here between 11 and noon. Sundays, back with the topic wheel. We spun it before we actually began.
I did try the new quesadilla at Taco Bell the other day.
How is it?
You want me to tell you about it?
Yeah, tell me about
I'll
it.
do it later.
Okay.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Right after news and traffic.
It's
and
not.
weather.
It's not fast
Together.
food. It's fan food.
Fan food.
So yesterday we talked about Tom Brady's running shorts on the beach in Costa Rica. Pura Vida, by the way, the pure life is what they celebrate down in Costa Rica.
I have a shirt that says that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you have
Someone
a
I know
hat
went there.
or a visor that says "Life is good"? Please tell me you don't.
No, I don't. I'm not over 50.
Those people are so rude.
Yeah.
Anybody that wears "Life is good" paraphernalia, I don't want to know you. Go away. Go back.
And
Return it.
They usually don't like live up to that lifestyle.
Right. It's like people with the fish on their car. Like, I don't want to see that. If you cut me off, I'm denouncing the Lord because of you.
Yeah.
You're responsible for all atheists in the United States of America. We have an atheist in the room who, unfortunately, today is his last day.
You gonna call me out like
I
that?
want to. No, I'm going somewhere with this. You are, and I've said this in private.
Okay.
I'm going to say it in public. Nick Bean, you are my favorite atheist / agnostic.
I'm your favorite heathen.
You're my favorite heathen, man. Like, you have proven to me that there are good people that don't believe in God.
Well, like I've told you thousands of times off the air, it doesn't matter what race, religion, creed, nationality. None of that is important. There are good people and there are bad people.
There are good people, and then there are people that hear Yanni.
Hey.
Right?
I think that was
Today's
a
also
shot at
my
you,
last
mister.
day.
The heavenly, the frequency in heaven hears Laurel, clearly. Now, the Middle Earthers are going to hear Yanni for a long, long time. But for real, man, I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss the hell out of you. Seriously.
I'm gonna miss the hell out of this whole place. This whole everybody that I have worked with here has been outstanding. What voice? What? Not the whole place.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone understands when you leave any place of employment that you're always going to have that one person you don't want to say bye to.
Right.
But, that's neither here nor there.
The security guard?
That's fine. Huh?
Is it the security guard?
We'll go with that.
It always tells you not to smoke where you smoke.
Parking attendants.
I smoke next to the smokestack, thank you. I'm one of the few people that does actually go over there to smoke. So,
And I appreciate
give me
it.
that.
Because there's nothing better. There's nothing. There's nothing better than Chris Monroe is showing us a visual of Laurel versus Yanni right now, or Laurel and Yanni doing
at the
this.
same damn time.
That's impressive. There's nothing better than the smell of a cigarette that's fresh lit.
Yeah.
It smells so damn good. That's how they get you. That's how they
That's true.
get
That's
you.
very true.
Start smelling it, then you want one.
That's true.
Then one
That
turns
works.
into 20. and then 20 turns.
But I wish nothing but the best for Wins World. I enjoy.
Thanks, man.
I enjoy the debauchery that takes place on this radio show.
We do all 7 deadly here in Wins World. And seriously, man, I'm gonna miss you. You're going on to bigger and better things, and you are one heck of a guy.
Well, thank you.
And,
I appreciate that.
How can people keep up with you?
How can people keep up with me right now? Nick Bean ATL on Twitter. I changed my handle just because I like doing that well enough and keep people on their toes. But yeah, Nick Bean ATL. I'm not too active on social. Last couple months, been trying to fly under the radar. But follow me there on Twitter. You'll find me.
Are you that guy in Colorado that's trying to sell me drugs?
Huh? No. We'll talk about that off the air, though. If anyone listening to Wins World happens to live in Colorado and would be willing to transport, give us a call.
We're not actually going to do it.
I'm not actually soliciting anything that's a joke.
Because, I mean, chances are this guy's a cop, right?
Yeah, that's pretty likely.
Yeah.
Actually, let's be fair.
Was it the badge that tipped you off?
He's actually a Colorado cop who's allowed to do weed stuff, and he's like, "Ha, gotcha!" Like, so he's
I got your money and you're arrested.
Right. He's really growing and he's really selling it, but he also knows he can't go over state borders. So, got you on that one.
So maybe we should take a road trip.
Hey, man. I mean, we can't come back with it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah.
Hey, no, I wouldn't even participate in that. I just want to see how it has affected the culture.
Come on, no, let's just be fair. And if I go to Colorado, I'm going to get so stoned I can't see straight. I mean,
you're going to get so stoned that you'll hear Laurel like everybody else.
Yeah, so it'll be like all the way to their Yanny side. Yanny,
The newest strain.
Man, it's Laurel.
The newest strain, man. It's called Yanny. Every time you smoke it, you won't hear anything that anybody else hears. Nick Bean, man, I'm gonna miss you, bro. You're a hell of a guy. And when you get fired at iHeart, come back.
Oh my God!
Thanks. You know, this is a very tumultuous industry.
You know what? Radio sales are down like 19% from what I understand.
It could happen. Why do you have your
garage band?
No, it's the thing that you find your C flat and stuff. I can't remember what it's called.
Guitar tuner?
Yeah, it's a tuner. That's what it is. Putting Yanny and Laurel on that one there. Voicey. He's got ticking tapping going on. Hey guys, I've got to go get my last paycheck.
Good luck with that.
Woohoo!
And
I unplugged from the Matrix.
He's gone.
But I can still hear you. It's so weird, man. It must be the Yanny. It must be the Yanny kicking in. And now is Chris Monroe with the out of control traffic report. Chris, we had serious methane madness going on the Atlanta roadways.
I had a hell of a beef with the rush hour this morning.
Hey, where's the beef? That's what I want to know. It's all over the interstate.
I tried to steer people around it.
Oh, my gosh.
It just gets no better.
Yeah, morning radio on Thursday
was nothing but that.
Was unbearable.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened, dude?
It was utterly terrible.
Make no mistake. It was...
This is actually really funny. It's the Yanni. It's kicking in hard.
It's the worst dad jokes all together in one. You know. No, it was some guy. You know, the cows were going to become McDonald's burgers, or
I didn't realize that. I really thought they were going to a farm somewhere.
Oh, Griffin, you're
maybe like
big farm in the sky, man.
I live out near where there's some farmland. I thought maybe they were coming out that way.
Mm-hmm. Mushrooms.
People like to have cows.
Well, were they were Holstein cows, right? They were. They might have. I don't know. They might have been dairy cows.
They did look like dairy cows, didn't they?
They might have been dairy cows.
What did the sky cams reveal?
7 of them died on the road.
There were some pictures posted on social media.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, some dude probably got cut off. I mean, I was driving home last night, and this guy was going literally 100 up 75 through the downtown connector and getting onto the northwest. And I was like, okay. And he was weaving in and out of traffic.
I'm sorry about that.
In fairness, he was texting. So, hey, man, sometimes you got to send that text. It's very important.
It's very important.
Hey, man, where's my cow delivery? I got to get home in time for tomorrow morning.
You know, it had been a while since we'd had a legitimate situation like that.
Yeah, wasn't there something with milk a while ago, or oil?
Yeah, there's been everything, man. We've had everything spilled into the road.
Oily milk.
Well, did you see somewhere overseas, like last week, there was that chocolate truck. Literally, there was liquid chocolate all over the roadways.
Wow,
it looks like awesome. A gas tanker, but it was chocolate.
Yeah, I would love for a giant chocolate tanker to just spill all over. I would pull over and cup my hands.
Why did I think
like
immediately of 2 bikini-clad girls just in that chocolate, like playing?
Oh, because you're a man. Yeah, and that's completely normal. Don't let the media lie to you and tell you that you're weird for that. By the way,
it's toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity, aka heterosexuality. That's what that means.
AKA normal.
So what happened? So 7 cows are no longer with us. I have a theory.
Oh, and some ran away, and they had to like corral them, but they
like prisoners. Yeah. They still have their jumpsuits on, trying to get like shackled running through the
They did, of course. You know, they have those tags in their ears, and somebody in our culture, and they ring through the nose, and somebody in our culture thought that would be good to emulate in humans. So we do the same thing. The ear gauges and the...
Wow. You went there.
I did.
Brought to you by Spencer's Gifts for all things anti... Go ahead.
You have a theory about the cows.
It's not a theory, it's a fact.
I want to try to steer you back in the right direction here.
Okay.
Let's just keep using the same jokes over and over. I didn't really mean to do that one.
Okay, so you guys have noticed the abundance of Chick-fil-A propaganda around Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
This is the chickens getting back. All this eat more chicken nonsense. They're terrible spellers. We see them up on billboards all the time, and now it's the revenge of the chicken, and the cows have met their match finally. The chicken that crossed the road.
He texted me that in the traffic command center, by the way, when he was on the way in. It said, "It's a conspiracy."
It is. It's a total conspiracy. It's a ploy.
It's like McDonald's. It's big fast food versus the little guy Chick-fil-A.
It's the folks that are open on Sunday versus the God-fearing fast food.
Chick-fil-A has become like the #1 fast food place in all of America.
Yep.
Even being closed on Sundays.
Because what you want, you always want what you can't have. And
so
that's
it's
fast
really
food
a
on
conspiracy against Christians.
My pleasure.
I think so.
My pleasure.
It was an anti-Christian movement.
I think so.
Someone did something in traffic.
It's the atheistic chickens fighting back against the Christian cows.
Oh, man.
How may I serve you?
How many chickens do you see on billboards? There's one giant chicken in Atlanta, and that's it. All the rest of them are relegated to these tiny little cages. There's 1,000 of them. You see the feathers flying all over 75.
I know. Don't you hate to see those trucks when they're all mushed in those little things?
I mean,
they're
feel
just
really bad.
Those are pets too, though, right?
Chickens? Yeah.
Well,
ask Gonzo.
They're going to farms.
Yeah, they're going to be eaten.
They're going to go to, that #1 that you get. The old
I got the #1 yesterday. Oh, man.
We are so, but honestly, think about how desensitized we are to where our food comes from. It just appears.
I just don't think about it.
We don't. Yeah,
I try not to.
Why would you? I don't think about stuff that I eat. You know what I mean? Like, why would
Tower
you
of Power had a song that was called "Can't stand to see the slaughter, but still I eat the meat."
Yeah.
Can't stand dishonest people, but still sometimes I cheat.
Oh, wow.
Can't stand that air pollution, but still I drive a car.
Laurel.
Maybe that's the way that things are the way they are.
Laurel.
Yeah, baby. Laurel.
Yeah.
Go Laurel.
It all goes back to Yanny and Laurel.
I did hear Yanny on the lower frequencies, though, for the first time whenever you were messing around with it.
Are you ready for it?
That's Yanny.
Clearly, it's two different words, though. I can't believe that they're different frequencies. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Laurel and Yanny.
I didn't learn this in college. I would have learned it if it was real, right?
You studied audio in college, too.
I studied nothing that I use every day here in college.
Right.
Did you? But you went to J school, right?
J school.
I went to the sociological brainwashing portion of Kennesaw State University.
No, that's the whole portion of every university now.
You had the great late Rhubarb Jones.
I did. God bless his soul. And I miss him. He was really sweet, man. He said
baby. That was the other one.
I was his favorite.
That was Moby.
I was. Yeah.
Wait, which one is still alive?
Moby. Yeah, baby. That was his thing, right? Yeah, baby.
That's right. Rhubarb did die. You know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. People die. We forget about.
He used to be on those commercials, man. Back in the day, those TV.
He was on the Eagle for a long time.
Yeah.
He did wrestling. He worked for WCW.
He's a good guy.
He's a super good guy.
Y106.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. Rhubarb Jones in the morning. Your cash on Y106, Y104 FM.
Laurel.
Yeah.
Yanny.
You're hearing Yanny.
You're
lying.
You're a bad human being.
Yeah, you're one of those leftists, aren't you? You're a closet leftist.
Closet?
Yep. Oh, you're out. Now you're an out leftist, huh? Huh? You do subscribe to the Zoo Atlanta where they imprison animals like this poor
That would be a very conservative thing to do.
I think so.
I want some chicken.
Griff's got to go to his chiropractic appointment.
Is Chick-fil-A open today?
In Gobblerville. Yes, they are open
on
today.
Sunday.
I mean, when we're recording this, they're open, which is late Saturday night.
I like to pretend it's Sunday.
Yeah. Well, we record this late Saturday night. That way we get the very latest news updates. And there are no new updates on Laurel and Yanny. You're a good God-fearing American if you hear Laurel.
What about the royal wedding? Did you watch it?
No, I refuse to pay attention to the defeated in war. So,
but she's an American.
Yeah, but her dad's not going to be there. You know, my dad wasn't at my wedding either. What? So we have something in common. I'm sorry, I got real personal here in One's World. But it's true. Neither of my parents were at my wedding.
It's kind of sad. I'm not going to touch it.
It's okay. No, we can talk about it. This is the big comfy couch. I'm willing to talk, okay? What questions do you have for me? I'm only going to answer questions, though. I'm not going to sit and talk about it. So what questions do you have? Go ahead. Why didn't they come?
Why didn't your parents come to your wedding?
I don't know, man. It's weird. Parents are weird people. I love them, but they're weird people. They approve of my wife. It's not like that. It's not like they're like, you marry her, we're not coming to your wedding.
Just not wedding people.
They're just not, they didn't care enough to come.
Here's some music. I think the band's playing us
lightening
off.
the mood.
Laurel.
It's Laurel and the Laurelettes right here on AM 920 The Answer.
Michael Jackson on 89 WLS.
I don't know if we're licensed to play that music. We got an email about that.
We're on the radio. Did you get an email about playing music?
Bruno Mars.
Laurel.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Laurel emailed me and she said, if you play Bruno Mars, we're shutting the show down.
Who said that?
Laurel.
Oh, my God.
Laurel.
She said it.
What about
Laurel
Yanni?
said it.
What did Yanni
It's
say?
like the old
Yanni
comedians.
doesn't speak because Yanni's not real.
So it was never Laurel and Hardy. It was Laurel and Yanni. Yanni.
Yeah, but how are people really hearing Yanni? He hasn't toured in years.
Is it Yanni Canyon?
I mean, come on. Live at the Acropolis is a great album.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're a Yanni kind of guy or gal, I am a
The
Yanni kind of
Acropolis?
guy. Live at the Acropolis.
What kind of music does he play?
It's like all new age
I've just
stuff.
always
It's
seen him.
new age classical.
It's awesome. There's no lyrics, so you make up your own.
Right.
John Teshi?
It's
Yeah,
very
it is Teshi.
minus God. Minus God. It's very godless music.
I like the...
You like Michael Bolton too, don't you?
Oh, Bolton's good.
Can I?
Oh, come on.
Oh,
you just,
man.
You just call me Mike? No. It's the Yanni kicking in, man.
What is going on right now?
I don't know if anybody's listening, they're not anymore, or they're like, "This is the weirdest show I've ever heard." I love it.
Yeah, there you go.
So you ready to do your
fast food review?
Your fast food review, not a report, but a review.
A report
of
Is it
fan food.
Fan food.
Now we're not fast food. We're fan food here.
I don't eat fast food.
But you tried the new Taco Bell quesadilla.
I was lying.
I
was trying to get more airtime.
You're trying to get more airtime. You don't get much of that with your primary function here, do you?
No.
Why not?
Are we still on the air?
Yeah, we're recording this. Let's just get real.
Yanni.
Is it Yanni's fault?
It's
Are you blaming it on Yanni?
Yeah, Laurel and Yanni. You know how it goes.
I know how it goes around here. Well, Griff, you got to get to your chiropractic appointment.
I have to get the Chick-fil-A before they open.
You got to get adjusted, do some adjustments. We're going to do some adjustments here for Wentz World next week. God knows the fallout that's going to take place because of this Laurel debacle. Who knows? And this royal wedding could be a haven for bad things.
Did she say I do yesterday? We don't know. We'll find out next week.
I think she did. I mean, I didn't watch it because I'm boycotting the losers of war. Why would you celebrate the
She's
defeated?
an American, though.
Yeah, but
that's our country's becoming
turncoat.
one.
She belonged on Turn with Mary Strong. Okay? By the way, greatest show that was canceled. Also, NBC, if you're listening, you better renew Timeless because it's one of the best shows ever made. I freaking love
I don't
Timeless.
think they did upfronts for this past week, and I don't think
I can't handle it. All the good shows are getting canceled.
Well, I can't. Roseanne's still on.
Roseanne, but that's ABC.
Yeah. Well, why do you watch NBC? What's on NBC?
Because it has Timeless.
What's on NBC?
This Is Us.
Oh, This Is Us. That's it. That's all they have.
This Is Us. What a great show.
I can't wait for Survivor's on CBS.
I don't watch Survivor. What season are they on? 80?
Like 38. I am going to be on next year.
Are you?
Yeah, it's a fact.
So you made the. We're going to talk about your audition next week.
Yeah.
Weren't you on Naked and Afraid also?
That wasn't me. It was my lookalike.
That wasn't you.
That was my brother.
It was really interesting though. You know the circle they put around it was very large. The one they used for you. Was that just because they?
No, I told you that wasn't me.
That wasn't you.
No, that was Yanni.
So you're saying they wouldn't need a large circle if it was you?
I'm not commenting on that at this time because of
your Laurel
non-disclosure.
Non-disclosure agreement. All right, we'll get back at it, but we never like to leave a segment with the Gobbler without the sage lyrical wisdom of one zombie, Tom Petty.
I'm a man.
I love me some good old-fashioned wrestling.
The Rock actually cares about this ongoing soap opera.
This is your male soap opera moment.
Unbelievable! More fireworks here in Wentworld. You heard them in the last segment. We don't know how to stop it. They're cannons. It's like the Revolutionary War 2.0 here. We're doing big things with the Booch, the one and only, the wrestling encyclopedia, a staple to Wentworld for very good reasons. He's back. We're talking about Raw and SmackDown. Booch, you got a big event. We talked about it, but this is going to be the next best thing compared to WWE. and you're going to get tickets for a lot cheaper. You're going to have an opportunity to actually meet some of these guys. Familiar names, if you're familiar with the best soap opera on TV, wrestling, old school WCW days, even WWE, man, you got some of these guys coming out. It's going to be so much fun. The website where people can get tickets before we get into Raw and SmackDown.
www.ucwtv.com. Get your tickets now before they sell out. The Cobb County Civic Center, May 26th. Is the big show. Ricky Steamboat, Hurricane, Carlito, Buff Bagwell, Teddy Long, and of course, added to the show, Big Papa Pump,
Yes.
Scott Steiner
Man.
is going to be in the house.
That is awesome, man. That is going to be one great show. I know you're excited. I know people that are listening are excited. We got a whole lot to recap, so let's get to it. What do you say?
I say we're down.
All right. Right on. Raw recap. Money in the Bank, 5 weeks away. Of course, they kicked off Raw from across the pond in London. 17,341 fans in attendance, greeting Roman Reigns like a Yankee fan at Fenway. I love it. My kind of opening for that piece of human scum we call Roman Reigns. No more qualifying opportunities. So he just does what a coward does, and that's attack somebody backstage. Jinder did not even see it coming. Even got attacked later on with a spear after Mahal left the nurse's office. What's going on with that?
I have no idea, but I saw when I saw this, I saw one of the funniest wrestling memes I'd seen in a long time. And it said, a lot of people think Roman Reigns doesn't have any talent. He got an entire crowd to cheer for Jinder Mahal. If that's not talent, I don't know what is.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, the modern day Maharaja got the loudest pop when he beat the hell out of Roman. And some people are liking this rivalry, some people aren't. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what happens, and they got to do something because Brock ain't coming back till August. So
yeah, and you're right to an extent. I get why you're excited. I'm not a huge fan of either of these gentlemen. I prefer Jinder only because he's a real heel, and everything that WWE Creative is trying with Roman Reigns is just falling right on its face.
Yeah.
They try and turn the crowd toward his favor against him. It doesn't matter, man. It's like people are just set out to not like this guy, and I see why. And this is what happens, WWE, when you try and shove people down our throats. We don't buy it. We're not the marks that you anticipate us to be. And unfortunately, it's not getting any better for him. He's still cashing a nice check, so I'm sure he doesn't really care. So that was an interesting take on that. Again, it could be interesting to see these two really mix it up. Sunil Singh going to be ringside, obviously, for this match at Money in the Bank. I'm just happy that Roman Reigns isn't involved in the actual Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, probably because, like I said, they're going to do something with him and Brock one more. They're going to have at least one more match before they put this to bed.
Right.
So that's probably why he's not winning the Money in the Bank or being in the ladder match. Although I do think putting him in that ladder match would be an easy way for him to get that belt back. If he just cashes in and takes out Brock out of nowhere, I think would be kind of climactic with everything that's gone down. But at the same time, he doesn't need the briefcase to get the match. So might as well give it to somebody who's going to benefit from it.
And I would say if that had to be one of my 3 counts, that would just be, none of the above. It's just something I love to brag on when Roman Reigns gets, not what he wants.
I don't blame you. I feel the same way when things happen to The Miz.
Oh,
so
gosh.
you have your moment. I have mine. It's fair.
Absolutely. I will say I love this open challenge that Seth Rollins has put on for the IC Championship. Kevin Owens came out. Great match. One of the highlights, in my humble opinion, was the Fisherman Buster by Owens.
Yeah.
That was really sick. I thought for sure that we were going to see a win by Kevin Owens at that point. But, of course, when you see something big, something bigger is right around the corner. Rollins rolls out of the ring. Then the curb stomp, and, of course, Rollins retains. Great match. Anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah. At first, when Seth Rollins first made the announcement that I'm doing an open challenge, I wasn't happy at first. I was like, oh, great, this is original, because it's like after Cena, anybody who does an open challenge, it feels forced. I don't feel like they really want to do the open challenge. Like with Cena, it was more genuine, I felt. Plus, the U.S. title needed an open challenge. I guess the IC title to an extent does too. But the matches so far that Seth's been putting on have been fantastic. So it's hard to complain. Like, this is what the Intercontinental title should be about. 2 guys who can actually work.
Yeah.
2 guys who are great wrestlers fighting for that belt. And Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens are 2 phenomenal in-ring performers. So you're getting what we're getting the Intercontinental. This makes the Intercontinental title prestigious. This is how you put that on the right track to being prestigious and relevant.
Well, it'd be better if The Miz was involved.
Oh, no, that is blasphemy, sir.
Well, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to be wrong. So, yeah, it's okay. That's what the Booch does best here in One's World. I brought up the Reigns thing and Kevin Owens and Rollins. What do you want to chime in with?
Oh, I have to talk about this because we were talking. You said something earlier about things being shoved down people's throats.
Okay.
Why is Ronda Rousey getting a women's title shot this early? I'm not happy about it.
You know what I think about this?
I got to hear this.
I like the way they spun it when Ronda came out and said there are other women more deserving than me. Kind of being like, well, at the NBC Universal thing, really well written. Kind of saying, well, I don't really deserve this title shot, but if you want to give it to me, I'll take it. And the way that it went down, it's almost like a friendly competition between her and Nia Jax now.
Yes.
And I like that. This is unfortunately going to be the end of Nia Jax's title reign.
Here's the thing. This match doesn't benefit either one of these two women. Because even though Ronda said what she said and it was great,
right?
It doesn't change the fact, and this is the thing about Ronda, is that the booking committee is going to do whatever they want to do. They are going to, she's going to do whatever she wants. The booking committee is going to do whatever they want to do at the end of the day.
Sure.
So they have to make the decision. So even if Ronda doesn't want the women's title, if the booking committee decides we're going to put that belt on her, that's what's going to happen. And here's the problem. If they give Ronda Rousey the belt too soon,
crowd will turn on them.
The crowd will turn on her the way they've been turning on Roman. This is not going to end well for her. Not only that, it buries Nia Jax completely because she just got through the whole bullying thing with Alexa Bliss, got the rematch to prove it wasn't a fluke. The time is now for her to move on. So it hurts her. On the flip side, if Nia Jax wins this match, whatever mystique Ronda Rousey had is gone. Because she starts off her wrestling career with a 1-1 record.
Yeah, because that was one of her points also, in addition to her saying there are more women more deserving than she is, was, look, I've only had one match. I don't know that, kind of like saying, I'm not saying I'm not ready, but I've only had one match. So you're right. The mystique will be gone. The smoke will clear. And in a way, Booch, I didn't think about it the way that you just expressed, but this is a lose-lose for both competitors.
Yeah, there's only one way this match can work. And I've been thinking about it. There has to be a no contest. That's how the match has to end at Money in the Bank. The Riot Squad has to come out, beat up both of them, and make it a no contest. That way, Ronda doesn't win by DQ, Nia Jax doesn't win by DQ. They come out, they stop the match. And then you build another program with the Riot Squad versus Ronda and Nia, and maybe throw in Natalya for good measure if you want to make it 3-on-3, because Natty and Ronda are friends, and try to build it around that and drag the story out further and wait. WrestleMania 35 is when Ronda Rousey needs to have a women's title around her waist, because by that time she will have gotten better in the ring, hopefully. She will have gotten comfortable on the mic, hopefully, and by that time the fans will accept it. Like, by WrestleMania 35, if you're not accepting Ronda Rousey as a women's title, you're the one that has the problem, not the WWE.
All right, we have a whole lot more to talk about, but we're going to do it on the on-demand version. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Vince Bucci, BUCCI, and that's also where you can connect with him and the Memorial Day weekend wrestling event going on at the Cobb County Civic Center. This is going to be so much fun. Of course, you can follow the Wens at Wens World Radio, and of course, we will post all the on-demand files with links via Twitter. But I never like to leave a segment. I don't know about the Booch, but I never like to leave the segment without saying, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your eardrums and bend thy ear and loins to the greats. Voice of Atlanta traffic, Mr. Chris Monroe.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Eel Express Lane shall be open henceforth late summer in the year of our Lord 2018.
They shall. Mm-hmm. They're looking good. They're
Very
starting to make some progress up there, and it looks like they're on schedule.
Less porta potties every week. That's the way you can tell progress.
You know what? Right when they start pulling the porta potties, and I bet some of those guys get like an emotional attachment to their job site, because you think if you're working on a building or an expressway or something, and you're kind of coming to work every day in the same spot, and then it's done, and it's kind of like a big letdown. You know, it's excitement that it's done.
Yeah,
but-
it's like the Netflix show hole.
Yeah, right.
You binge a whole like series, and then you ask yourself, "What am I really living for? I've been living to watch this for the last 6 weeks."
I was when Mad Men ended. When I binge watched the whole thing, not at one time, but when I watched the Mad Men, I was kind of like, wow, I don't have anything to do now.
The good old days.
Yeah, God,
sandwich carts and. Anyway, we can't get too politically insensitive right now, but here we are, the voice of Atlanta traffic, right here in Wens World. You get traffic reports throughout the week, but it's rare to find a traffic reporter of your acumen on the weekends, and that's what we provide right here in the world of Wens.
The acumen forecast. Yeah, no, I mean, and they're making good progress up there, and they're also the first layer of new pavement going down on that stretch of the Northwest Expressway. So there's a lot of construction delays throughout the week in there on 75 both ways. And over the weekend, it's 24 hours. During the weeknights, it's 9 p.m. to 5 a. When they have lane closures. But I know last weekend we had some pretty sizable delays on 75 both ways. Also want to mention that they are getting ready to replace the Cortlandt Street Bridge downtown, so there are a number of street closures. And if you drive through there, you've seen the prep signs for that, but that happened late last week, Friday. So that's going to be a detour right there as they replace the Cortlandt Street Bridge in the heart of downtown.
Man, it's always something. It's always something in Atlanta. It's funny. You think it's the weekend, I can get to where I need to go quicker than I could Monday through Friday. But my friend, you are deceived.
You're deceived. Yeah. Plus, we're coming up on Memorial Day. Think about it. So starting really this weekend, not so much this weekend, but next weekend, all the travelers, all the schools will be getting out, people starting to travel. So we'll start to see those major weekend delays on the expressways, even from the metro area and then outside of the metro area, as folks try to go down to Florida for some reason and, Disney World.
Orange juice
time.
and illegal drugs coming up from Florida.
Dude, can I just say, look, okay, it's expensive to go to Disney World. I mean, we all need to see it once in our lives, okay? At least you need to take the kids and all that. But you could travel internationally and see amazing sights and things for what you spend in a week at Disney World. I'm just saying, but some people go every year. Okay, if that's your thing, that's fine. But man, try something else one time.
Yeah, try Disneyland.
It's a good one there. You.
Hey, Pop, time to change that oil.
Gotta change that oil.
Sorry, we throw out movie lines here in Wens World and expect everybody to understand. But if you didn't get that from Back to the Future, fix your life.
Yeah, fix your life immediately.
So Cortlandt Street Bridge, 75, even 575. I'm coming home yesterday, and I'm in the passing lane, and it sounded like I was running over like a monastery full of rhythmic monks as I'm driving over
because you were having to go over the rumble strips.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah. When they divert lanes into rumble strips, I love those. It's kind of like, oh, they took my rumble strips away once they pave it.
I turned off my Sirius XM and just listened to the road.
Right?
It was great.
So they're also, music. By the way, going to be, there's a lot of work that's continuing on the 85 Express Lane extension out past Swanee into Buford and out toward Brazelton. So that interchange certainly has the propensity to cause delays up there on 85 and 985 too.
And you also mentioned school getting out, so that's somewhat good for us during the morning drive.
Yeah, in mornings it will help. For some reason, it always takes a little while. I know last year or a couple years ago, it took like all the way till July 4th before
people
we
forget
started.
that they don't have to go to school sometimes.
I guess so. But yeah, the rush hours will definitely be not as arduous. A lot of good vocabulary words
I like
today.
that. Yeah,
not as arduous.
Propensity, arduous.
Right.
What was the word I used at the beginning?
Acumen.
Yeah. Your acumen forecast.
Yeah.
Right here in Wens World.
Yeah, so, I mean, it'll change, and thankfully it'll make the rush hours a little bit better, before. But summers are so short now, man.
I know. These poor kids, man.
I mean, I'm like, dude, we used to get out. We didn't get out quite as early. I mean, it was always the end of May, right, the first day or two of June. But you had all of June off, you had all of July off, and almost all of August, man. It was
you
like
only
3
get
months.
2 months apart from the socialist propaganda that you get programmed with.
The
in our
indoctrination.
K-12. You know what? You have 2 months of real liberty, and then they throw you right back before you forget to be a follower.
Yeah.
Like, what you start thinking for yourself, you're like, nope, time for school. Hop on the bus.
Speaking of bus, there's the big initiative now is another likely to be failed attempt on mass transit referendums and proposals around Metro Atlanta. I mean, you're going to have to start somewhere, but the money's not there, and more importantly, the demand is not there.
Yeah.
If you don't build a train system where I can jump on in East Cobb and ride to downtown, Midtown, or if I can go over toward east-west if I want to, if I need to go over to Gwinnett County, it doesn't do any good.
Right.
I'm not going to waste my time or money or my effort to get on a transit system that doesn't go anywhere.
It's all about contracts, man. The public sector and contracts.
Oh, look, man, it's the older I get, I'm telling you, I've been awakened to the Illuminati and the shadow governments, false flags.
All over the place. I'll be surprised if we're still on air or live next week here in Wens World after this segment airs.
Right.
This is going to be huge. But you know what? We're draining the swamp here in Wens World. We're making radio great again, and we do that via the courtesy appearance of one Voice of Atlanta Traffic at Atlanta Traffic on the Twitter sphere.
Yeah. And always live on 104.7 The Fish.
And on our AM stations.
Yeah. 920 WGKA, 1190 WD, WD.
1190 is WAFS.
Oh, right.
Right.
Okay.
And we don't do traffic on the ministry stations.
Right.
We do it on The Answer, on Biz 1190, and on 104.7 The Fish. Safe for the whole family, unlike Wens World. Very unsafe for the whole family.
Everybody always says, you work for The Fish, shouldn't you be, not quite so unsafe for the whole family? I'm like,
During the day, you're safe for the whole family.
Well, I mean,
when
I
you clock
enjoy
out
that.
at noon, it's a whole different game.
It's a whole different game.
Chris, you are, without a doubt, one of my favorite people here. And that's why you and Griffin and a myriad of others adorn Wens World. We couldn't do it without you. Follow him on Twitter, at Atlanta Traffic.
You are a delight yourself, sir.
Well, thank you.
A delight.
Much. Definitely not gluten-free. Until next week, I would like to say, have a great week enduring the hell that is Atlanta Traffic.
The out-of-control Atlanta Traffic Watch.
You know how you drive to work and you see specific storefronts where you're like, how on earth does this kind of business make it in today's day and age? Well, that is the case for yours truly, because every day on my way to work, I drive by this matchmaking brick and mortar store. And I've always wanted to stop by and see if it's not some underground drug ring run by this illegal cartel that we'll see on the news 6 weeks from now. No, it is not. It is legit. It is one-on-one matchmakers right here in Buckhead in the ATL. And I'm here with the one and only Jennifer, the lady that answered the call because it's by appointment only. See, that's another thing that made me wonder, who am I dealing with? Am I going to survive this exchange? But I did, and I'm here to tell you about it. Jennifer, welcome to Wens World. How are you?
Thanks, Joey. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you answer the door. Well, you didn't answer the door. One of your associates answered the door.
Right.
And immediately I got frisked and patted down. And I felt like that was appropriate. You never know who you're dealing with. But after that initial screening, I got to talk to you. You came running outside after me and said, wait, are you selling something? No? All right, come on in. So we sat down and you were like...
You asked me about our business and I told you what we did.
Not the drug thing, the matchmaking thing.
Yeah, right. That's
okay.
side. That's the side gig. So yeah, we have two different businesses. My good friend Sarah Catherine Smith owns the business, and there's two different single services. One of them is called 8 at 8 Dinner Club. It's called 8 at 8 because it's 4 men and 4 women having dinner at roughly 8 o'clock. It's really fun. It's been in Atlanta for 20 years. We do at least 3 tables of 8 with educated professionals, and we're basically matching the tables based on stage in life. So that's been around 20 years, and then in 2008, Sarah Catherine launched one-on-one matchmaking because people just wanted more specific, customized matchmaking and not to meet them in a group. So I run the matchmaking service for Sarah Catherine.
Why wouldn't people just go online to find dates? I mean, you see the commercials, you hear them on the radio.
Yeah.
Why would I come to your brick and mortar shop instead of just going to matchsomething.com?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I got to tell you, when the apps came out, Tinder and all that stuff, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I was totally worried that we wouldn't make it. But I think what happened is what I heard about in my economics class in college. Online dating hit a peak and everybody got on it. And it's free and everybody's doing it. So it actually hit on the decline. It's almost like there's too many people doing it to take it seriously.
Right.
And people are just looking to make a true connection. And what's happening online is people aren't even actually meeting each other anymore. They're just surfing it. It's sad.
So you mentioned Tinder, and that's a totally different thing than most of these other dating sites. Tinder's pretty much a hookup site.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the reputation it's got, but there's been Bumble and Hinge and Coffee Meets Bagel and all these spin-offs from it. And, Match.com has always been around, but that's what I think is happening. I mean, Tinder got to be a hookup site, so people did Bumble, and now Bumble, that's getting infiltrated too, where people aren't actually meeting.
Okay, fill me in, because like I said, I've been out of the game so long. So Tinder is both dudes and dudettes trying to hook up with each other.
Right.
Now, it's my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Bumble is the ladies trying to hook up with the gentlemen.
The ladies reach out first on Bumble, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned bagels and cream cheese?
Coffee and bagel. I don't know about them all either, Joey. I mean, I'm married too.
And there's a lot of options.
There's a lot of options,
right.
And that's overwhelming for people. And I think a lot of people are on multiple sites. And if they're a pretty smart woman, they're getting hit on by everybody.
Right.
The trash man, the president of a technology company, a 75-year-old man, to where they just don't want to do it anymore.
So what are some of the general things that you hear consistently? So when people say these things, you just nod like, I've heard it before.
Yeah. I talk to people, and I would say 98% of the time when I talk to people, they have tried online dating and they're frustrated. And they're busy, and they're successful, and they really value their time, and they don't want to weed through all that stuff.
So why are they frustrated?
Because they feel like they're meeting people that aren't serious about being in a relationship, number one. The women are frustrated, usually, and the men too, but, I'd say overall, if I had to, segment differences between women and men, the women would say that the men aren't financially stable and they're not seriously seeking a relationship.
Whoa. Just because I live in my parents' basement does not make me I'm saving up. I'm saving up for the next major purchase. The new Madden's coming out in a few months. I got to be right. You know what I mean?
I know, but my girl working her way up the ranks at Price Waterhouse or to be a partner in a law firm does not want to date that dude in her parents' basement.
Good point.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to reassess my goals if I'm one of these guys.
Yeah.
So financial stability, you mentioned that. What are some other hot button issues?
I have a great guy that mentioned that he dated a girl for, a month and a half, and it was hot and heavy, and she ghosted him. I have both sexes talking about how they're ghosting.
What does that mean? Ghosted.
You are out of it, Joey.
I'm telling you, man.
Okay.
I'm using dial-up internet right now, as a matter of fact, while I'm talking to you.
So it's just where they have a mini relationship, and I had this happen to me too. I mean, I definitely online dated back in the day, where you date them and it's like a month and a half and it's serious, or maybe even a month and you're talking every day, and then the other person just literally stops calling them.
Like altogether?
Altogether.
Is
they like
ghosting?
met their family. It's called ghosting. It's like a mini relationship, and the person just disappears.
Weird. So ghosting, financial stability, and what else
and just
would you
people
say?
not serious about wanting to be in relationships. I mean, I've definitely had women tell me about meeting married men, meeting men that were newly divorced, and, just really not at a place where they were ready to date.
So these women are going on to dating sites and meeting men that are married that have profiles on these online dating sites.
Right. If you were a married man, online dating would probably be the easiest way to cheat, right?
I guess. I mean, we all saw the fallout with Ashley Madison a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Is that site still around? I mean, I've never been there.
I think so,
I don't
yeah.
know, but,
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I do.
These are issues, the financial stability, parents' basement, Ghost, not featuring Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, and dating married people. Usually that's going to cause some initial conflict, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. But another thing that I think happens too is that people only reach out to who is their ideal person. Right?
Okay.
And sometimes, my ideal person might be George Clooney. I'm not as skinny as them all.
I mean,
I'm not
me
as
too.
worldly
If
as
I'm being
them all.
honest,
he doesn't want to date me.
Pretty hot.
So people say it's not working, but everybody's just reaching out to their dream person. So it's almost like they need an intermediary to dial it down and get it rational.
Are you noticing this trend? And this is exactly what I would do if I were to fill out an online date. First of all, I would run 8 miles and my face is super thin.
Yeah.
I'd do my obligatory 14 push-ups.
Right.
And 10 crunches so I look super swole and fit.
Yeah.
I'd probably do some sort of wrap to lose 8 pounds around the midriff, the waist, because I got a hella muffin top going on right now.
Nice.
I'm proud of it. And once you're married, you can get away with these things.
Yeah.
But if you're single and looking to mingle, it's really difficult because you almost have to put on this false front, right?
Totally.
And you can't really be you. Like if it were me and I had to go back and do it, probably wouldn't. But if I did, I would say, okay, first date, we're going out to eat spaghetti or chicken wings because I'm getting the awkwardness out of the way. I'm dunking the blue cheese.
That's the way to get them, Joey. Chicken wings out the gate.
That's what I'm saying, though, because you want them to know you. You want them to know your dirty laundry so I don't waste any time, right?
Yeah.
Do you deal with people that are trying to avoid that necessary tension, per se?
That are trying to avoid the necessary tension of blind dating? Or
like
just dating?
The necessary tension of dealing with people's reality, dealing with people's baggage, dealing with like the wing sauce stain on my shirt that you'll probably see if we go out on this first date kind of thing.
I think this is what's happening. Everybody is trying to project their best self-image like they do on Facebook.
Right.
You only see them, with their lovely family at a perfect time, adorable pictures with their kids and their friends out looking great, photoshopped, whatever. And that's what they're putting online. And they know that when they come to another person, that they can say, is she attractive? I mean, is she fit? When I say fit, is she really fit? Does she look young? Or, when he said he was Christian, where does he go to church? Does he practice
right.
what he preaches? Do you feel like he's truly humble? Do you know why he got a divorce? I mean, they can find out a lot of details because it really should. I feel like a good matchmaker should feel like a friend setting them up on a date, and they just can't get that. Because everybody's marketing themselves.
So how can you read through the BS?
I got to tell you, it's not perfect, but because, you're right. I mean, I can be snowed under, but overall, number one, I've been a matchmaker for 12 years.
Okay.
I hired matchmakers myself. I went through the process myself. I did online dating, several online dates, and I hired matchmakers 2 different times. So I have a lot of personal experience and professional experience, and I think I'm pretty emotionally intelligent, having interviewed hundreds of people. There is a difference between what people perceive about themselves and what other people see. For instance, I had a woman tell me today how young she looked. And, she's 55 years old, and she said, I look younger than my age. I looked her up. I'm like, you look 58, actually. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe they're not seeing reality. Maybe because I see, 50 people a month, I know what she actually looks like compared with the rest of society. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So appearance is one thing. Does that make sense? Like a lot of people think that they're truly kind, but you're not kind to my staff.
Right.
You seem snotty to me. But do you see what I'm saying?
Selective kindness.
Right. So I think how others perceive you, I'm just a neutral party. I'm just a neutral party, and I'm trying to tell you what is best and brightest about you. And then, I maybe notice the things that you're overselling yourself on.
So if I were to create a profile, the best advice you could give me, obviously, would be honest.
Mm-hmm.
How honest should I be? You know what I mean?
I would tell you not to online date and hire me. But here's the truth. If you online date, you should ask somebody else to write your profile for you who knows you well.
Oh.
Because you don't see yourself the reality.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, for instance, I may be very hard on myself and only notice the things I'm like, well, people think I'm aggressive and direct, and maybe other people don't actually see me that way because that's how I know myself, right?
Sure.
But I've evolved into a different person as I've gotten more mature. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So your perception of yourself is not always reality.
So ask a friend or a frenemy or somewhere in between.
A friend. You should ask a good friend.
A good friend, okay.
How would they describe you so that you know it's accurate?
But make sure you proofread it before you post it.
Of course.
And
yeah.
Just to make sure that it's not
if you have
honest.
to do online dating.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but that's
if
something...
you make enough money, you should hire me instead.
So when people come in, they say, hey, so what kind of package deals do you guys do? Do you have like a Groupon deal? Like, how much am I looking to spend to find somebody worth a darn?
So 888 Dinner Club is $450.
Okay.
And it's for a package of dinners. But they would meet at least 12 to 20 professional people around their age range that are truly single, not separated.
Okay. How do you know?
They have some things in common with.
How do you know if they're single or like separated?
Well, we ask them. I mean, they fill out a profile and it says, are you married, divorced, separated? And they just fill it out. And if they're separated, we tell them we can't take them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if they say they're married?
Then I would say, why did you call me?
Okay. I just want to make sure that was also a no-go kind of
definitely
thing.
no.
But for an extra $50, we can...
And how ballsy would you have to be to join a dating service meeting 20 professional singles in the heart of Buckhead and be married? I mean, nobody's going to do that.
Well, I don't know. There's probably somebody out there.
That is the least subtle way to go about cheating, honestly.
Join this dinner club. I don't know.
There's all these people. Yeah.
Because everybody knows somebody that knows somebody.
Totally.
That's
that would
the
be
truth.
Yeah, totally.
So they come to you. They say, never been married, or I have a clean divorce. She signed the papers. I got the dog, though, so I'm in good shape. She got the
Cool.
house and all the bills. I got the dog.
Yeah.
So what would that look like? I'm coming in. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to do this. Let's get back on the market. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I try to just to get to know you guys a little bit over the phone and tell you a little bit about the company so you feel comfortable opening up.
Sure.
But after that, I would ask you what your goals are. I'd say, hey, you're newly divorced. You want to play along and do this, Joey, like a newly divorced guy, so I could tell you? I don't know. But I would say, what are your goals? Do you want to just get back out there and start dating? Were you married 15 years? Or do you, hate the idea of dating and just really want to meet somebody that you would settle down with right away? If you said your goal was to, get married again and you knew what your type was, I would encourage you to hire a matchmaker. If you didn't know what your goal was, I would tell you to do 8 at 8 because you're going to meet a lot of people really quickly and you'll figure it out.
What are the common goals that you hear, generally speaking? Obviously, there will be some people that are like, I don't know what I want. I kind of just want to get an idea of what I want, but I feel like if I don't go out there, I'll never know what I want, that kind of thing. Or do you get a lot more kind of decisive?
Yeah, I get decisive people. I mean, for sure. I mean, I think a lot of really successful people that are super driven, they are decisive. They know exactly what their type is.
Right.
I like a petite girl who's sweet, who's type B, kind, and has older kids, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, whoa, you need to hire a matchmaker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Talked a lot about what the guys are looking for, but what are the ladies usually looking for? Because you said the guys looking for petite, older kids.
Well, just not in general. I don't want to say that guys never like a, voluptuous woman or something.
Sure.
But I'm just saying that if they get very specific about what their physical type is and personality traits, they need to hire a matchmaker if they have a real specific type. And I think a lot of people with money, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like they buy a nice car. They want all the bells and whistles, right? I mean, they wouldn't want to do it in a group setting. They know exactly what they want. They want individual attention. They want on the night they want it. And they hire matchmakers.
So how many clients would you say you have in the hopper ready to match?
We have at least 200 clients on average, and 12 to 15 people join a month. But the coolest thing about what we do is when we take on a client, we can recruit specifically for them and find somebody that is even out of the network if it's a perfect match for them.
Interesting. So let's say there's somebody listening right now that's ready to eat some wings.
Yes.
Drop the spaghetti sauce. They're ready to eat.
Yes. Okay.
These meals, are they really there to eat? Or are they really just there to kind of have a martini and chat? Like, how much eating is there really?
Well, so I met my husband through a matchmaker, and I encourage people to eat because if you like each other, and you probably will if I'm your matchmaker 80% of the time, then you need to eat some food. You're drinking probably after work. That's all.
But that's going to kill the buzz, right?
Well, I mean, it's a first date. We need to kill the buzz a little bit.
Yeah, you got to buzz a little bit.
Yeah.
So where are some of these places that you guys take them to? What kind of restaurants are on the docket for this package deal?
For 8 at 8, we go to kind of like nice restaurants, Buckhead Life type places. We're going to a Nice next, which is a great French bistro in Buckhead.
Oh, yeah.
We've gone to F&B a lot. Okay. We've used Tavern Point right down the road. That same guy that owns another restaurant called Camps. We're doing off Paper Mill, and we just started doing a few of them at the Avalon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sitting here talking to Jennifer, and her handler Emily's in studio too. She's the silent partner.
I'm so big dog.
She's like the guns of the operation. She's guarding the door. Nobody's
security
coming
guard,
in here.
matchmakers with security guards.
That's right, as it should be. Right. You have a lot of private information that you're storing up here, so it's important that stays private. But in all seriousness, seems like you do a great service.
Thanks.
And if somebody's listening, and I'm sure there's somebody out there that's fit some level of this whole process, what's the best way that they can reach out to you, Jennifer?
Well, I love it if they fill out a profile, but I don't mind if they call. I called directly when I hired a matchmaker, but so the best way to do that, our website is one using the numeral, the word on, O-N, one using the numeral again, matchmaking.com. Or they can just call. But if they call, I'm always like in matchmaking mode and trying to matchmake them. So that's why it's helpful to look at the profile to see if it looks like I could match them. So my number or my direct line is 404-355-7828.
All right. So what I want to do is leave that here for this week. When you come back next week, I want to start talking about some of the stories that you've heard. No names shall be associated. They shall remain private.
Fun
but
times.
The overall, serious fun times.
Right.
Some of that stuff, and also some more reasons why you should cancel your online dating subscription and head to oneonOnematchmaking.com. I feel like we're going to help some people. I really do.
Are.
Because I know firsthand how much of a difference it makes in somebody's life when you find somebody that isn't perfect. Nobody's perfect, so you'll never find the perfect partner, but somebody that makes life more fun.
Right.
It's all about that. And I firsthand can tell you how much better life is when you have that somebody. And I think that you are going to help one of the citizens of One's World find that very thing.
That would be awesome.
I'm confident in that. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm feeling the flow, the positivity, all the energy stuff. I don't deal in crystals, okay? So just in case you were wondering. Don't do that. But you got to reach out to Jennifer, 404-355-7828 and oneonone.matchmaking.com. You can also hop on Google, right? And you guys are the first site that isn't an ad that pops up, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So
You
Matchmakers and Buckhead.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Jennifer, you're awesome. Thanks for spending some time with us here in One's World.
Thanks, Joey. It was fun.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.